Hello, welcome to our first podcast of 2018. This is the folks behind EatCrunchy.com. I'm Lisa, and I've got Rebecca and Heidi here with me.
Hey, hey.
Hi.
So we are very excited today to talk about what I think are two just really important topics, especially this time of the year. We're going to reflect on 2017, very important to do. And then we're going to talk about 2018 and where we're going and what we've got planned. You guys ready to dive in?
Totally ready.
Okay. So obviously coming up on the end of the year last year, and the fact that it's funny because you like after having a whole year of effort, and then we end the year on like these holidays where like the eating is like number one priority. But now it's the beginning of the next year, and we're looking back and just saying, okay, so how did 2017 go with our weight loss efforts? And most importantly, what did we learn? So I'm interested in what you guys think of last year in terms of the health efforts that we made, and then, you know, what learnings came out of 2017 for you?
So I had really wanted to lose 50 pounds with Weight Watchers. I started like March, April. I had really wanted to lose that 50 pound mark. So that was significant. And I didn't hit that mark, and I was feeling really sad about that. I did remind myself that before joining Weight Watchers, I had lost a little bit of weight. So overall, I lost 50 pounds, but it wasn't on weight. Like when I joined Weight Watchers, I had set that goal. And so I was feeling sad about that, Lisa.
Oh, so where a cute baby just went by. I got distracted. Sorry. So yeah, you were feeling sad. You were feeling sad that you didn't lose 50 pounds. What sort of things did you learn last year?
I guess I learned that when I set goals that I can't, or maybe it doesn't make sense to set a numerical goal. Mm-hmm. Like I need to set a behavioral goal, like getting blue dots every day or a certain amount of days, or eating within my points. You know, those are behaviors that I can directly control. I can't control the number. I can't control the outcome necessarily. I can just control the journey.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's really important. What about you, Rebecca?
This sounds bad. I have no idea. I've been thinking about this since we talked about this being the topic, and I don't know.
You learned nothing.
I don't know what I learned last year. I mean, I feel like a success that I had is that I started on February 28th, and I'm still doing it, which is, you know, the longest I've ever done anything. I also didn't have the weight loss success that I had hoped for, though I did lose weight, and prevented myself from gaining weight, which I think is equally as important sometimes. I don't really know what I have learned.
Okay, we'll come back to you if you think of something. No, I mean, it's okay. I mean, I think, and a lot of this journey is as we go forward, we'll have learnings along the way. But I was thinking about this, and I think for 2017, part of what I learned is there's really nothing to feel ashamed about that you're on a weight loss journey. I think about how many times I've been trying in the past to lose weight, and I would just sort of hide it. And
you didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, you don't tell people.
You're embarrassed to turn down the pice of cake,
and you don't want to say why. You don't want to, like, a larger person doesn't want to be like, oh, I'm on a diet. Like, you don't want to say that, or what, you know, whatever the verbiage is that you choose to use. And so I feel like now I find myself being more open about the fact that I'm on Weight Watchers. I don't tell everyone, but if it comes up, I say it. And at work, when someone offers me something, I'll say, you know what, I'm trying to be healthy. And I just say it like that. And I'm not ashamed of it. Were you going to say, sorry, Heidi, I cut you off?
No, I was going to make a joke about the podcast. Like, I don't tell anybody except the podcast.
No, you're right. I mean, but this has helped a lot, right? Blogging about it and podcasting. But it's
kind of reducing the shame of the process.
Yeah, there's nothing to feel ashamed about. And it's a noble thing to try to work on your health. And so
especially when you have a lot to lose. I think there's like, for me personally, not that everybody doesn't have their journey and that it's not a significant amount, but like I was talking to my husband this week, and we were talking about goals for the year, and he had mentioned he wanted to lose a little bit of weight, and he said a number that was like a third of what I have to lose. And I started laughing. And then he felt bad, of course, and I was just kind of like, to me that seemed so insignificant, you know, like, oh, that's like nothing. But then But
that's just January. What are you doing? That?
But it's a journey for everybody. But for me, like, I have to recognize, I feel like one thing I've come to terms with is I am not going to lose all my weight in a year. At the end of this year, I will not have lost all my weight. Even if I lost the goal amount that I wanted to lose, I have a lot to lose, and it's going to take me a couple years to get there.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I feel like the thing that I've learned is that this is dang hard. Mm-hmm. You know, I started Weight Watchers and I got on Connect, and everybody, but you know, the posts that drew my attention were the ones that were like, I lost 100 pounds in 3 months, and you know, we're going strong, and that was my expectation, and that didn't happen. I had a couple weeks with big losses, and I thought, okay, I'm on my way to my 100 pounds. I'll be there by June. Mm-hmm. You know, but this is hard, and it's complicated, and it's not an easy thing, and there really is no get slim, quick, easy process.
And that's why we're eight months in, work. And we're still working at it.
You know, and Heidi, you'd posted on our Facebook page for Eat Crunchy this BuzzFeed video from like Mexico or something.
Yeah.
With this woman's journey. If you guys haven't seen that yet, I totally recommend it. I almost teared up, like just recognizing like the struggle of this. That the woman in the video, like she is, you know, working super hard and being super healthy, and then gets all of this positive reinforcement, and then there's one like negative comment, and that eats at her and it wears away at her, and it kind of derails her process. And I guess that's part of what I'm being reminded of, is that while I don't have a lot of people around me that say negative things, I have a really negative self-talk process sometimes. And I will make really great progress, and I'll work really hard for a week, and then I lose half a pound, and I'm stunned that I haven't lost 30 pounds.
I feel like that's a good podcast is self-talk. We should visit that in a couple weeks.
But so I feel like that's the lesson that I'm learning, is that this is hard. This is a hard journey, and it's worthwhile, and I'm going to stick with it, but I'm not going to pretend that it's easy, because it's not.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, I like that, and I think that feeds right into what I was going to say is like thing number 2 that I feel like I learned this year is that I care about myself more than I thought that I did. You know, my body is worth it, my life is worth it, my future is worth it, and that's, you know, if you think back to like years and years and years of like start, stop, loss, gain. This was a continual loss with several plateaus and some little minor gains, but I mean, in general, this was a continual loss year for me, and that is significant in my life. And it was worth the effort to make it, and it's okay that I had the starts and the stops, and I'm not going to feel ashamed, you know, for the journey, but I'm also not going to feel ashamed when I have a gain or when something happens and it doesn't go my way, like Christmas and New Year's and being sick or whatever. The end of the year kind of wasn't great for me, but I mean, I think that's, you know, I think
optimism. That's a common sentiment. I don't know that the end of the year was great for everybody.
Yeah. But I have an optimism about, you know what, I know how to get back on the horse, and I know how to keep going, and I don't know that I've felt that in a long time, if ever, about weight loss. I don't know that I ever felt this optimism, even at the end of a weight sort of gain time frame, like the end of the year. That this is when I should feel the most depressed in the past, and now I feel optimism instead. And that's different this year.
Well, and one thing that Lisa, you had said a few days ago when we were talking about this topic was not letting the end of the year is hard for everybody. I mean, from basically the beginning of November to the end of the year, there's parties, there's family gatherings, everybody's making treats as gifts to each other. Yummy. It's hard. And so there's probably a lot of people who may have gained a little bit or stayed the same or just didn't lose as much as they wanted, ending the year on a disappointing note.
Yeah.
And not letting the last few weeks of the year take away from all your success or all of your efforts from the rest of the year. I mean, you know, we started this at the beginning of the year. We went through a whole summer with it. We had family barbecues. We learned a lot about how to make healthier foods and how to gather as a family without focusing just on food. We had birthdays. We had family events. We went out to eat with family and friends. And we learned along the journey. I mean, we learned so much, and don't let the last few weeks and maybe just a few things and I don't even call them slip-ups. It's okay if you went to a family gathering and you ate a little bit more than usual. It's okay. I mean, the point is, like, if that's what you allowed yourself to do, then that's what you allowed yourself to do, and just letting yourself, that be the experience of the year and moving on. Yep. And not letting yourself just focus on just that one bad behavior or that one decision and let it take away from months and months of learning and progression and success.
Okay, that was beautiful and a perfect segue into the next topic, which is, so here we are, right? We are a result of everything that came before us, all of our efforts, successes, frustrations, everything. But here we are in a new year. We have the tool of Weight Watchers for the first time at the beginning of the year, which is a real blessing. But okay, so now what is it about 2018? Are we making changes? Do we have other, specific goals? Do we have outlook goals, behavioral goals? What do you guys think?
So I saw a post on Connect. This woman had compiled a whole bunch of other people's suggestions for people that were starting Weight Watchers. And one of the points was, if this is really a lifelong journey, then there's no start-stop. There's no need to say, in 5 weeks I want to have lost 3 pounds, because it doesn't matter if I've lost 3 pounds. I'm not getting off of Weight Watchers. This is how I'm going to be eating forever. If that's the case, then the weight can come as it comes, and it's about focusing on the behavior. And I thought that was really helpful. But I guess the other thing I was thinking too, kind of along the lines that this is hard work. Weight loss is hard work. Being healthy is hard work. I'm dang resilient. Like, you don't make it to your 30s or 40s or 50s and 60s without having been through really hard things in your life. And we've all been through difficult things. And I've made it through hard things in a successful way. I have worked to build education and career and worked on relationships. And I can do all of that with weight loss. And so I guess I'm feeling kind of empowered, I guess, at the beginning of this year, that it is hard, but it's not harder. It's not stronger than I am. I can do this.
And you just proved
requires
it.
that I do it,
You've just had several months where you've gone through hard things and still stayed on Weight Watchers.
Yeah.
I think that's, not to tout the amazingness of Weight Watchers again, because I know we've done that like every podcast. I think that's the beauty of Weight Watchers, is that I never feel like, even if I go over my points, I've never felt like I've been bad or I've gone off plan. I feel like, I feel guilty because, of course, I had the goal of staying within points, but I feel like it's just so easy to just the next thing. It's not even the next meal. It's the next thing I put in my mouth or don't put into my mouth. That's,
right.
I can make a decision right now.
Well, one thing, kind of speaking of the beauty of Weight Watchers, that I discovered during the holidays, which sounds really stupid to say out loud, I feel kind of embarrassed, but I kept overeating to the point that my stomach hurt. And I didn't understand it because I wasn't intentionally trying to overeat. And what I realized was, my portions have changed.
You're eating less.
I'm eating less.
Therefore, your stomach adjusted.
My stomach has adjusted. And so, we had Christmas dinner, and I dished up the normal amount that I would dish up, that I have probably dished up every year for Christmas, on like my first plate. And I made it through the first plate. I'm like, okay, what do I want on my second plate? And my stomach was like already stuffed. And I was so confused. I didn't know what was happening. And it's just that my body has adjusted to eating less without me even realizing that's what happened. And so when I get back, I realized like I need to be more mindful in my eating, because just eating what I was used to eating around holidays was more than my body could tolerate, and I didn't want to feel that way.
I noticed that with the type of food. I had the first time that I sort of let myself have a bad meal that at work, I realized I felt bad. Like I felt physically sort of ill. And I was thinking about it. Why do I feel sick? I just had yummy food. Well, my body doesn't want that food anymore. I haven't been eating that food. So for me, in terms of 2018, I do have some specific goals. I need to start eating more vegetables. It's nice that they're free, but to me, they're like not even on the plan. I don't even recognize vegetables.
I'm much more in tune with fruits.
Yeah, fruits I'm good with, especially with Cool Whip on top. But vegetables are just like not part of my life. And so I need to change that, because they're very helpful for you. And it's not just about losing weight. It's about strengthening your body, your immune system, and all that. So I think vegetables are one thing. I need to start exercising. I've done the weight loss that I've had. I have not done any of it with exercise, and that's actually a cool thing about Weight Watchers. But I think it's wrong to say Weight Watchers doesn't make you exercise, because they encourage it all the time. They give you fit points, and I haven't taken advantage of any of that. So I want to just start moving more, not any marathon goals or anything like that, but just
because even if it doesn't necessarily help in the weight loss, because they say 80% is what you eat and 20% is what you do.
Right.
It helps you. It builds your muscle and helps you feel stronger.
And when I move, I'm happier.
And you're happier.
And I'm more energized, and I'm more motivated. If I have a really good workout, I don't want to kind of cancel that out with food. I want to eat food that sustains the way I'm feeling, which is usually lighter and fruits and vegetable based,
And the third thing is water. Rebecca here is a water drinker. She always has water.
My house is like a graveyard to water bottles. There's always
empty water bottles everywhere. It's funny, but so those are kind of the specific things. And then I think, though, just in terms of outlook and goal setting, I'm not going to set a weight goal because that's foolish. My goal is to just keep plugging forward every week, and when I fail, just get back up again, just like I tried to do last year. And even though last year I might not have lost as much as I wanted, it was still 40 something pounds. Haven't weighed in a week or so. And I feel like, you want it to be 60 or 70 and it's, and it's not, but you know what, this year, even if it's less than I want, it's still more weight loss than I have now. Right. So every year counts, every effort counts.
It's like the concept of like, where would you be if your journey started 6 months ago or a year ago?
Yeah.
Well, and also, what number would I feel satisfied with? I have a little bit of that perfectionistic gene. So if I had lost 80 pounds, which I didn't, I would have been like, 80 is so close to 100. Why wasn't it 100? Like, no amount is going to feel completely satisfying. And because of that, I think, Heidi, to what you said, I can feel satisfied about the progress in other areas that were made, like learning to have celebrations and gather as family and those
See, and earlier you said you didn't learn anything, and look at all this
I
stuff
didn't say
you
I didn't
learned.
learn. It was hard for me to think of something.
Well, you've thought of a lot of great stuff.
So if we're saying specific goals, one goal that I have, I want to go to the gym too. There's this really cool class. It's kind of like a mix between dancing and hip hop and exercise.
Awesome.
And y'all don't know this, but in her heart, Heidi is ghetto.
She's hip hop.
I like the hip hop music, so I've gone to it a couple of times and kind of participated in the back. I want to full on go twice a week. Also, I just want to get outside as a family more. Being outside, I hate the outdoors. I'm an indoorsy person. If there was a category of indoorsy, that's me. I don't really like the outdoors, but I've noticed that when I spend time outside, I'm happier, and my kids are certainly happier, and I like being happy kids. So my goal is to just do something active with my family more frequently. Maybe once a week we go on a hike or just something.
Yeah.
And then like Lisa, I don't have a number goal, but I do have the behavior goal of I'm going to stick to my points. I'm going to weigh in weekly, which I did last year. I was pretty consistent at going, even if I knew I was going to have a gain, I would still go and be accountable for it. So that's my goal there.
You did great with that. I feel like knowing that you're going to go up and then still going, because I'm on the online only, and so I sometimes will fudge my way in and not weigh in. The fact that you guys still go to meetings and face up to that is impressive.
To me, it's like the past few weeks, I was sick. I'm talking about each week. I was sick one week, then sick the next week, then the kids were sick. And then, Christmas and holidays, I knew I was going up, but to me, going into a meeting, I went Wednesday night to a meeting I haven't been to in a long time, just to weigh in, really. I mean, I stayed for the meeting, but really just because weighing in, to me, stops the madness. I'm out of control, I'm feeling like I'm spiraling. Weighing in just kind of stops it, nips it right then, and says, okay, let's remotivate and get back.
I had that experience this morning. I hadn't been to a meeting in a couple of weeks, and I walked in, and I felt like, I'm back. I'm home. These are people that are going through what I'm going through. It was filled. My meeting was packed, and there were parts that were standing room only, and I think a whole bunch of people that are excited and starting the new year and starting.
Yeah, we had about a third of our class, or a third of our meeting was new people.
Yeah,
welcome.
Welcome, by the way, new people. But it was also good to I knew I had a gain, and I did have a gain. I gained almost 5 pounds since the last time I had weighed in. But I didn't feel badly about it because I was really proud of myself for showing up, so I'm owning the fact that I earned every one of those 5 pounds, and I will get rid of them too. So.
Wow. Well, that's an awesome note to end the podcast on. If you have any comments or feedback, we'd love to hear it. We love comments. It just makes us so excited to know people are listening.
Someone's listening.
Yeah. So really
thanks y'all
exciting.
For your support.
We appreciate the community that Weight Watchers has and that you guys have with us. So we really appreciate it. So another podcast next week.
Yep.
And Happy New Year.